All right, what's good, YouTube? Another tips video for you guys. One that I think is really important. I got a lot of questions about this. I figured I'd cut it down into a little bit of a video for you guys. I've given my thoughts out here and there on stream, in bits and pieces. If you listen to, my streams during ranked games, I talk about it. Sometimes you might get in a YouTube video here and there from a gameplay. But I want to go over something that's important. It's called pitch tunnels. Tunneling, you've heard it before probably, and if you haven't, I'll explain what it is. It's pretty simple stuff. It's a question I get a lot, like, oh, what are tunnels? What are your tunnels? What do tunnels mean? We'll go over it. Essentially, pitching tunnels, what I mean by that is, like, you tunnel 2 pitches or 3 pitches together. For example, like, if I'm using outslider, he's got a sinker, cutter, 4-seam. You might want to pair the sinker and the 4-seam together in the similar spots to keep the eye levels, moving. Slider, cutter, you want to maybe tunnel those pitches. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Let's get into the gameplay. Here we go. I'm using custom rosters. I got outslider versus Chipper Jones. What is a tunnel? So if I start with a sinker, right? First pitch sinker, we're going to start down and in. Now, if you watch me do this pitch, you'll see the break. It's a fastball. It'll come back and catch that zone because the sinker breaks back over the plate. It looks like it's going to be inside, and then it's going to break over and catch the zone before it crosses the plate. Now, what would you tunnel that with? A cutter a little further inside, because now he's thinking sinker again. You pair that with a cutter. He sees the same pitch, and he might swing straight through it or get jammed just like that. Because he's got his eye level right there. That's a good tunnel combination. Now, another combo would be start with a slider down in here. Boom, right there. He's looking at it. He's looking at it. What would be a good combo with that? Either cutter up and in to keep the same type of movement, but a different level. Or you can step off. I'll show you. 4-seam fastball in that same spot. He's thinking soft spot or hard stuff there. Boom. Get in there. That's what I'm talking about. Stuff like that. What would be another tunnel? Another example of a tunnel. Well, you could do this one. If you're jamming fastball up and into a righty with outslider, catch the zone maybe. Hopefully he's accurate. He wasn't there. What would be a good tunnel with that? Or even this, a sinker. Say the sinker's your first pitch. You got his eye level up and in. He's looking at that. What would be something to get him, like, say he swings through it or he's late or he takes it. What would be a good pitch to tunnel that with? Either a slider up and in, up here, where you look like this, where he might think it's a cutter, but it really is a slower pitch, more break, and he'll swing through it, or keep the same eye level and then trip him out by throwing him a curveball out of the zone. Don't keep it in the zone, out of the zone. Have him looking up when it bounces up out of the hand, and he'll swing straight through it. That's a pretty good idea. Another one, too. Sinker, down and away is a very common pitch. You want to get a guy to roll over it. There you go. What's a good tunnel with that? Well, he's thinking hard and low. Cutter, backdoor. If you do this, he'll either take it. That was a bad example of it. I'll throw it again. He'll either take that pitch, or he'll see it and think of the sinker previous and swing right over the top of it and ground it to short or third. I get that out a lot. Those are examples of pitching tunnels with outslider. Oh, we want to do pitching. Sorry, pitching practice. We'll use Corbin Burns as an example. We'll face a righty. Show batter, yes. What are tunnels? Righty, Corbin Burns. Sinker, obviously. Sinker up and in. Boom, get it there. What's a good combo with that? You could do, because he's looking at that pitch up in there, you could go curveball down and in, keep the same eye level, bounces up. It should bounce up a little higher. It didn't. Or you could go with a changeup and get him to swing through it because he's thinking hard stuff. Another good tunnel that I really like to do here is this. You go hard up and away, grab the zone, and he's thinking up and away, he's thinking hard stuff. And he might think, oh, is he going to be a cutter low and away or another sinker up and in? You drop a slider on him. And it's the same break as a cutter in terms of its horizontal movement, but it's slower, so he'll roll over on it. Another good example of a pitch to throw here would be a changeup, low and away. Grab the zone. And then something after that will be a cutter front door. Because you got him thinking hard stuff. He'll swing right through that pitch, too. It's all about repeating pitches. Those are good tunnels to generally work with. If you can go cutter up and away, but I recommend getting it out of the zone so they can't just go with it. See, now he's thinking cutter away. What would be a good pitch? He's got his eye on that hard stuff away. Drop another slider on him. He'll run over it. Straight over it in the ground or swing through it. One of the two, as long as you don't hang that pitch. That's a good example of that. Now, what would you do versus a lefty hitter? I like to start off usually with a backdoor cutter. See if they chase it or roll over on it or just take it. Because they generally, with lefties, they look for sinkers first. Pitches either up here or down here. Then I like to jam the sinker up and in. After that pitch is either swung at or taken for a strike, assuming it is. What's the next tunnel? A little bit lower, but a cutter. And he'll do that. Hopefully. Then after that, what's the next one? You could do two things. I like to go with either another backdoor cutter, a low and away changeup, or a cheeky one, curveball in. Get him thinking about all those pitches inside that he's scared to get beat, and then you drop one on him like that. Sinker up and away, preferably like out here. Not to a flick zone. Top of the corner is a flick zone. You can flick to it and mash it. Preferably something a little bit out of the zone. Then you got him thinking hard stuff up and away. You drop a little softy on him, or a backdoor cutter, and either that's hopefully a strike. He'd strike out on that. That's the plan. Curveball with this guy, I recommend generally keeping it out of the zone. Use it as bait. It's not going to be something you can consistently throw for strikes. It's not a lot of control on it, but it's got good breaks, so something you could use. I recommend keeping cutters away from this zone. This zone, I feel like they're just easy to flick to and mash, especially here because it's a slower pitch. If you're going to throw it down here, throw it really far inside. Because if he commits to it, overcommits with maybe a check swing, it's going to get that animation where they overcommit and joke swing at it. And then you get him thinking inside with a cutter, and then you can come in with a high and in sinker here and hopefully dot and get him a little off balance. His cutter actually is faster than his sinker on average online. And if you want to get real cheeky, a backdoor slider, but it's hard to control. I generally like to use that slider, you know, going with running away to his glove side, because I feel like his control isn't that good on the slider. He won't be able to spot it. The cutter is a better pitch in that instance because he's got way more control over it. Get him. That's my best pitch with Corbin Burns to get lefties out. And then to cheeky, a good tunnel actually. Another one to go over is this one. This is one of my favorites. So if you start out or early in the count, you get a sinker for a strike up in here. Hopefully you can throw it for a strike. Boom. What is he thinking? Hard stuff in, cutter, sinker, whatever. Maybe slow away. You try and get this changeup right here. And they get jammed or they swing through it because it's just a weird pitch to see. His changeup's a little harder too. That's a good example. Last one I'll go over here is Chapman. They have it's Cordero on this roster. What's a good tunnel with Chapman? Well, I like this one. I like sinker right here to start off because it's got a lot of movement. It falls off sometimes. He swings through it. Then you can either go slider in or fastball up and in. Hopefully you dot it. If you don't, now he's thinking hard stuff in. Now he's panicking. Is it going to be a sinker away too? You come back with a third pitch in a row with the splitter and get him to whiff through it. Even if it's a low pitch out of the zone, it's doing its job. It's either going to be a ball or he's going to swing through it. Then at this point, I like to go, he's thinking high fastball. Get something that drops underneath his barrel like a sinker. That'd be ideal. Avoid throwing fastballs here. It's easy to mash too with the PCI. This one's tough. If you get it here, maybe. This one's a little easy to get to. Same here. Rarely maybe use this fastball here if you've done it sparingly throughout the at-bat. But I don't like to throw splitters here either. They get hammered. Splitters I like to have generally on the inside corner low. Get him thinking about that sinker. If you power that sinker and that fastball enough inside and you're locating it, so hopefully you can throw the sinker for a strike to show you. Yeah, okay, so we got the sinker in there. Now he's thinking, oh, I got to be on time for the fastball, on time for the sinker. You can do two things. I showed you the splitter out of the zone, but now you can do this one. Slider up and in. Get him to choke on it. One of those weird little sword swings. That's another good idea. And if you're going to throw a splitter out here, man, really try and get it low. That's the plan. That's not a bad pitch at all. And then you could double tunnel it with a fastball right here. Not on the corner, but a little bit higher up. He's a little inaccurate, but you guys see what I'm saying. Not where you could flick down to it. Make him level it out. Make him match that fastball location where he has to actually track it. Not just flick to that spot where the analog stick ends. He actually has to control the PC out of this point. That's why I like fastballs here and not here. I prefer them here. You have to actually be accurate with the PCI and track it. That's not a bad pitch at all. Most people will swing at that. Now, see that? If I do that pitch, what's the next one? Easy tunnel. Sinker. Because softer is going to fade away from the barrel. Assuming this guy can throw a strike. He can't. But that's a good tunnel. That's what I generally do, guys. If you have any questions about more tunnels, let me know. If you want me to go more in depth on it, please, please, please let me know. Oh, honestly, a good one too. I'll show you guys. We'll go Topa. It's actually Edward Cabrera. Simple tunnels with this guy. Very easy stuff. I love this. First, against the lefty, I usually start off with a slider up and in instead of a sinker. Get him thinking about that. That was right down the middle. That get blasted. But you guys know what I'm saying. Slider up and in there. We'll try and throw it as a little bit better this time just to show you guys. Slider up and in. Boom. Perfect spot for that. Now he's like, whoa, that threw me off. They get jammed. They take it. What do you do now? Well, he's expecting hard stuff, right? I like to throw a changeup down and in. Get him thinking about the sinker, and then he'll swing right through that. He'll miss it. He'll be all thrown off. Now you can do two things here. You can go double up again with a sinker up and in, or I personally like to throw, oh, sorry, messed that up, a curveball low, because it breaks quickly up top, and then he'll swing right through it. If that doesn't work, I like sinkers here, not in a mash zone. You can't flick to it. You have to track it. And when they see it out of the hand, they're going to think up corner. They're going to think top corner. And they're going to be on top of it or straight up miss it. And if you want to get real cheeky again, after that outside sinker, you throw another changeup along the zone, stand to swing right through it. That should be a strike. And, you know, do your thing. Avoid pitches like this. This is a backdoor slider from Cabrera. His slider is not that great. On the outside, it very much floats. Avoid that. A good tunnel with the sinker fastball. So, sinker up and in. Say this. Boom, hit the corner. Assuming it does. You know what I mean. What's next if you want to throw more hard stuff? Fastball, not on the corner, like I said, in that mid zone right there between middle and low, and dot it. He'll be confused. He'll think slider. He'll swing above it or below. It's very hard to track that pitch as long as it's not on a corner. And those are some basic tunnels, guys, in MLB the Show, Diamond Dynasty, with some common pitches you see. If you guys got any more questions, let me know in the comments. Like the video, guys. Subscribe to the channel. Put that bell on so you don't miss tips videos like these that aren't regularly scheduled. Anyways, I appreciate you watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. I'm out. Till next time, guys. Bye!